Okay, I was wrong about Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Today we're going to review the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, here's the thing. Nintendo, after the horrific Mario Bros. Movie back in the early 90s, I think Nintendo backed away from the movie industry for quite some time because of that horrific film.
You've never seen it, have you?
I have not seen it. I just heard it was terrible.
I don't think you're missing much, no.
But after the success of Detective Pikachu, and then after the success of Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, we've been getting video game movie adaptations for a while now, but I feel like we're getting into this period where some video game movies they're actually doing them pretty
decently,
pretty well. Yeah, Nintendo decided to jump back on board with a new movie since they saw the success of these other game movies like Sonic and Pikachu. So yeah, did they achieve greatness or did they fall flat like in '93? Well, let's get to it.
Okay. So I want to say right off the bat that I think anyone who is a Mario fan is going to enjoy this movie. And I think you don't have to be a Mario fan to enjoy the movie.
You won't get the reference.
That's what I was going to say. Like, there's a lot of stuff you will miss.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not big into gaming, but I did used to play Mario. There was a lot of stuff I recognized. A lot of the music that they wove into the score that I recognized, the sounds that I recognized. And I'll just say right off the bat, I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Much more than I thought I would. There were several moments where it is actually a family-friendly movie. Well, cartoon violence, but there were several moments where I was laughing out loud, and I had a good time. I mean, it's nothing. It's not like a Top Gun Maverick, so don't go thinking.
Oh yeah, no,
like that.
No. I had the same enjoyment with it as I did with Detective Pikachu and then Sonic the Hedgehog because I know the game material. Pokemon is different. I watched the anime. I never played the games. I just watched the show, but I recognized everything about it. Sonic I played. And of course I played a lot of Mario, and I still have Mario games. And some of the new stuff from the newer Mario games come in here.
You love Mario. Like you really, really like Mario. So as an actual true fan, do you think other true fans are going to, like you're a real full-on fan, do you think that other fans will be as satisfied with this as you are?
Absolutely, because I feel that I've seen Nintendo actually protect their brand and they know what people want. I mean, I have issues with them sometimes, but in the movie, they gave what the fans want. Every reference, it's like a fan service.
Right.
You have the music, you have references to some of his other games, and of course, think Jumpman. That was originally him, Jumpman. And then, of course, Luigi has his little reference to Luigi's Mansion.
The mansion. I even recognize that because I remember when you played the game.
It didn't last long, but it was a nice cameo.
But it still felt like it was there.
Of course, Mario Kart. Especially Mario Kart 8.
It's like they touched on pretty much all the worlds, right?
Rainbow Road. Well, the only ones they touched on was Mario's World, of course, the Mushroom Kingdom, and then Donkey Kong. Maybe they will expand on it later.
And Mario Kart as well.
Universe like the MCU, but who knows?
Okay, so there's more that I didn't know about.
I wonder if they will go the Super Smash Brothers route. Bring all game characters into one like MCU thing.
Oh my.
So for character-wise, I mean, everybody knows these characters. So what else is there really?
Well,
Mario,
people
for decades now. Peach,
yeah.
Luigi, Mario, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, all those characters you would know. So there's not much.
Toad people, the turtles,
okay.
Bowser.
So about Peach's character.
Okay, this is what we were going to talk about this. I had mentioned that when we were on the way home, I mentioned that I remember that Aurelia liked that Peach wasn't the helpless little, when she saw the trailer, she liked that Peach wasn't helpless. Now, she definitely wasn't the helpless little damsel in distress. She was pretty kick-ass. She was almost like the savior in a lot of situations, but that was her world, you know. Mario,
yeah, like she gets how
in
the
this
world
world.
works. Mario,
So you were saying some more about.
Okay, so with Mario, I can understand why he doesn't do well in the world because it's more of an origin story.
This is an origin story, and that's something that I appreciate. He doesn't just wake up and he's already living in this. You get his introduction to these worlds.
He's got to work
and for it. Something that I want to add before I forget, we'll get back around to Peach, is so what I mentioned at the very beginning when I said that I was wrong about Chris Pratt. I remember when I saw the trailer and I heard his voice, I remarked multiple times that I did not understand why they did not have Chris Pratt do an Italian accent. I thought that was ridiculous. I complained about it multiple times. I mentioned it maybe in live streams, and I love Chris Pratt, but I was just like, that makes no sense. And I remember complaining in a similar way about Idris Elba when he did Knuckles. In the trailer, it sounded, I could hear a trace of his British accent. And I thought they were just going to have him be British, but that was not the case. He did talk with an American dialect. I think there were just moments, like in the trailer, there were moments where you could hear the Brit a little bit, but that was not.
But then again, Knuckles is kind of a warrior, so he would kind of have that.
No, but I was talking about like his actual. You know, there were some times where you could hear the accent, but with Chris Pratt, So what I was going to say about Chris Pratt is they basically tackled that issue head on at the very, very beginning.
And I appreciated that.
I thought that was very tastefully done. It made sense. And by the time the movie was over, I was thinking to myself, I'm really glad they did not go with an Italian accent, because Mario's Italian accent is very, very, like,
Mamma mia,
it's very exaggerated. It's very out there. And that would have been extremely annoying for the entire movie, in my opinion, because, you know,
it works for the games. It works for the game.
But he's not talking all the time in the game. So that would have, I think it worked brilliantly. And what he sounds like is a New Yorker.
Well, because
he sounds
technically,
he sounds like he's from up there.
His character is from Brooklyn,
and he sounded like a Yankee to me.
I mean, hey, the guy that created Mario, I think he worked on this, so he knows what he's doing. This is like his baby.
That was, you know, this is going to be one of the few times where I change my mind about something. It does happen. There are times when I just decide nope, and nothing will change my mind. But in the case of this, yes, I changed my mind. I was wrong in my criticisms about Chris Pratt. I think he did a great job voicing him. In the trailer, the little bits that you heard in the trailer, I know people were saying, well, he just sounds like Chris Pratt. And yeah, there were moments in the trailer where he did. But throughout the entire course of the movie, he did not sound like Chris Pratt to me.
No.
There were moments where I could hear it, but there were other times I would never have known.
There were some stuff in the trailer that they didn't even add into the movie.
Yeah, it was taken out. I don't remember what that would have been.
Well, it was when the fish gets on his head and he tries to take it off. They took that. I mean, like, it gets on his head, but then they just take that whole part out.
Oh, okay. Okay, so getting back to Peach, yeah.
Okay, so throughout most of the decade, she has been damsel in distress. And to be honest, I actually found her character annoying because she's
always helpless?
Okay, the only times she actually had to be the hero, and this was a few times, but she had her own DS game where she had to save Mario and Luigi. That was one instance. I think the second instance was Super Mario 3D World, where she joined Mario, Luigi, and another Toad to go save these other, like, queens or something. That was another time. And then, I guess you could say Super Mario Bros. 2, she's playable in that, but I sort of kind of can't count that because if you know the ending of that game. But pretty much I count the 2 where she actually has to do something heroic. So in here, make her more, independent? Not having to be...
She can hold her own.
She can hold her own.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're getting that from Super Mario 3D World because she was like playable now. She wasn't captured or anything.
I mean, definitely the whole thing about her being helpless has become a thing. That's like become this running joke.
It
about
has
Peach.
been a thing, but at
She
least
was
they
definitely
made her.
she was not helpless.
Yeah.
But she was also not the one who saves the day all the time. But
Yeah,
she was certainly
she
in
helps,
there.
She helps in that.
She helps, yeah. And you said that the original plan for
was
this
to make
movie
Mario an
was
idiot.
to make him an idiot.
Like
but
how
Nintendo
most
was
companies,
like, no.
Yeah, Nintendo was like, no, don't do that, and they had to rework stuff. I'm telling you, Nintendo I have issues with Nintendo when it comes to stuff, but I give them a thumbs up for not bowing down to like that sort of stuff where they trash characters. That's their characters. They're gonna respect their characters.
Well, I'm glad they did that. Something else I'm glad that they did was that when he shows up in this world and he has to do that obstacle course, which I said was probably my favorite scene.
I need a hero.
I liked that they show the struggle that he has to get to know the world. And just like with a gamer, like how a gamer has to go try over and over and over again.
When I'm playing Resident Evil 4 remake, I beat the original, but there was they kind of changed it up a little bit, and there were some points where, or even with the Evil Within, like if I die a lot, but I notice the pattern, I get the hang of it after a bit. It's like that, and I could understand like with Mario's struggle in that scene. Is that after you do it a lot of times, you start to pick up stuff.
Muscle memory, and you start to just know how to do it.
Your best favorite band?
Okay, so yes, we're trying not to get too heavy into spoilers, but or I'm trying not to. But
they use like a lot of like 80s music in here.
They did, and specifically Aha's song "Take on Me," and you had mentioned, you asked me on the way home, when did that song come out? Technically, the version that we know and love today came out in 1985. There was a version that came out the year before, but it never really went anywhere. They redid it.
Oh, that's why it appeared in Metal Gear.
That version was a little different. The one in '84 was different, but the song, the '85 song, that's the one they played in Mario in this movie. And you said that you think that's probably because Mario came out in '85 as well.
Yeah, and I actually looked it up. Yes, it did. Initially, it did. Yeah,
that may be why, or it also just now the hero song. I Need a Hero. I don't know what year that came out in.
I'm gonna assume 80s. It sounds like 80s.
Well, it was 80s, but I don't remember what year. Wouldn't that be funny if it was 85 too? I'll look it up and see. I wanted to mention also the voice acting. I thought the voice acting in here was very good. Pretty much for everybody.
Jack Black nailed it.
Jack Black. He is the standout. You guys, I would never have known.
And the song?
It was Jack Black.
The song?
The song. Okay, so when he's doing the song.
Oh, yeah.
And you made some sort of comment, and I said, well, that, he had been in that movie where he was, like, in a band or something, School of Rock. No, he was in School of Rock. He was also in the Tenacious D movie or something like that, which your Uncle Timothy loves. I've never seen it, but he does singing in there. And he did have a hand in writing that song.
Specific funny song.
Oh, you guys will know it when you get to it. Oh, his character is crazy. But anyway, I was impressed with the voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
All the way
around. The guy that did Toad, like, you wouldn't even know.
I had no idea.
I knew who it was.
Well, you mentioned, you mentioned him in reference to animals, and so I thought you were talking about Tony Baker.
I remember Animal Planet aired something similar to like Funniest Home Videos, but it was
that was a complete disconnect. So I did not realize
he was the host. I think
I didn't realize Key was on that. So when you said the guy with the animals, I thought you were talking about Tony Baker, but it was Key. It was the other half of Key and Peele, the people that did the comedy stuff, and Peele is, like I said, the director of Nope and Get Out. You should watch some of their clips. They're pretty funny, Archer.
I did like the battle with Mario and Donkey Kong.
Oh, that was funny. That was
I knew. I mean, that showed it in the trailer, but even then, it was just funny. He just looked like he was gonna be this like kick ass, and then
and you see what happens.
Beats the tar out of him.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then at the end, I mean when they were done with their battle and they're going off on their mission, and Donkey Kong was like, "I hate you."
Oh yeah, I hate you. Or he's like, "Just to let you know, I let you win."
And then he wouldn't say why. No, he got his butt kicked.
And then of course, like the whole Mario Kart reference.
Something that I had mentioned to you as well was about the movie reviewer who had criticized the scene where Mario is in the cat outfit. Now, so she put herself out there. She's getting dragged for it because it's obvious she has no knowledge at all, or she doesn't have sufficient enough knowledge. I recognize the suit, but as you reiterated, that's part of whatever. I don't remember.
It only appeared in Super Mario 3D World, but that was like the new power-up at the time.
She mentioned that she called it. She thought it was a furry. She said, "I know there's people that like dress up as furries," and she felt like it was like degrading to Mario or something. That's paraphrasing,
no,
but
that's
that was the gist of it. And I'm like, dude, that's one of his things.
And in the recent release of Super Mario 3D World, it comes with an extra story between Mario and Bowser, and he has like this cat power sort of thing. It's the same. It's the power up.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from.
Yeah. But I mean, her not knowing that and speaking out about it reminds me of the issue that I was unaware of when it came to the Dredd movie, Judge Dredd. I mentioned that one thing that was distracting and got on my nerves was that constant scowl he had on his face with his mouth turned down.
But that was part of it.
And they said, well, that's part of his character. That's in the comics. Okay, well, it makes sense. It still annoys me. That look got on my nerves after a while because I was just like, all his...
Now, I want to say about the quality of this movie. I mean, it looks beautiful. Colorful.
I thought the animation was great.
Illumination is like really good about it. I know they've been mostly doing Despicable Me or Minions or other stuff, but goodness, they like took the time. Like every little reference and detail is all in there. From both the carts and the worlds, like Donkey Kong's place, Mushroom Kingdom, all those platforms, all that's in the games. It's nice. And it was nice to see our real world, New York.
Oh, well, yeah, because it starts off in the real world. Yeah. There are post-credit scenes.
Longer one, and then the last one, but that's more of another reference to some character that's already in the series. I was hoping that it may tie into like a bigger universe.
Well, it might. You said it looked like it was.
Well, I thought. I was just guessing. But it was just, that's characters like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So, not necessarily. Okay,
I mean, maybe they'll do it, but I don't know. It would be cool. The humor is funny.
I like the humor. I like the dialogue.
Oh, I liked... like, especially when Luigi's in the... Well, I don't want to say too much, but in that place...
With that one
very
character.
Depressed little thing. Really...
What a ray of sunshine.
Of death. And let's not forget about the penguins.
Oh, the penguins. Are they in the game?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. They were funny. Just like in the trailer. Did you see the way they're like,
we've given you a taste of our power, do you?
Like, are you kidding? That was funny.
If you like Mario, if you like Nintendo, then you're going to love this movie. All the references is in there. I picked up in every little reference from most of his games. And I don't want to forget this, but the guy that does Mario in the games does have a cameo in here.
We won't say what the cameo means for people that know, or for people that are Mario fans. You will probably know what he's supposed to represent, which is kind of a cool thing that they did.
For my verdict, I say it's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
I had fun. I honestly did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to be like, you know, meh. I figured like, you're not a gamer. You're not a gamer.
I mean, I even said to you, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much as you. You know, I'm sure you do appreciate it to a greater level than me because you're such a fan. But I did enjoy it much more than I expected. So,
see, I had an open mind. I was either going to like it or not.
I'm glad you liked it. As a fan, I'm glad it was something you enjoyed.
Yeah, but you know, I am excited about some, and then it ends up not being as great as you think. So I didn't want to get my hopes up. I went in with an open mind, expecting either you weren't going to like it as much as I would, or it would just be mediocre, but no, it wasn't. I liked all the references, of course. Take on me. And my verdict is it's very enjoyable.
Yes, it was quite enjoyable.
If you want to check out Sin, where she laughs, cries, a little bit of both, and especially when she gets mad, you can see that too.